I used to have a boss. His name was Charles Cadell. I have reported to him for almost half a decade. Charles Cadell used to tell me, you see, there is no boss, there is no head of department who can try and become bigger than the department. Which means, he says that if you are heading a department, you can never become bigger than everybody in the department. Which means, if I start talking to every man, a production person, my camera person, my journalist, my creative person, if I start fighting with everybody, if I start telling them, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, what I am doing is, I am actually killing that department. I am not helping that department. A head of the department is not necessarily the master of everything that is happening in the department. The head of the department is the administrative head of the department and should focus on smooth administration of the department. That's his job. A head of the department should supervise what is happening, understand what is happening, understand what is happening and why it is happening the way it is happening. अभी क्या होता है, when you are the head of the department, you start interfering, then the department goes against you. Chances are the department wins, the head loses. Chances are the head gets a pink slip. This is what normally happens in corporate. Now, something similar has happened with Kiran Rijiju. You see, Kiran Rijiju was earlier on junior home minister, then he became union minister for law. As union minister of law, for last 2 years he was union minister of law. As union minister of law, he had 6 months of absolute contentious relationship with the department. Kiran Rijiju was the poster boy of having executive interference in selection of judges. In simple words, he wanted political interference in appointment of judges. This is what he wanted. And of course, the judiciary didn't allow that. Because the judiciary said, Baba, if politician starts interfering even in our appointment of judges, then what is left for us? Number one. Number two, politicians will say what judgment should happen when. Politicians will say that. Thirdly, it is a very simple thing. A judge needs to appoint another judge because a judge knows what is needed for that particular chair. It is an expert who appoints another expert, isn't it? So how can the executive come and appoint judges? Like they are appointing police and they're appointing CBI and they're appointing ED and others, and you are seeing what is happening. So this is what the judiciary said. Things never worked. And today, he's been sidelined. Now, one more thing which is very interesting, before I end this report, I want to tell you one more thing which I thought was absolutely uncalled for is when he said that, he had made a statement. He disapproved the top court hearing bail application and frivolous public interest litigation petition. Interfering in operations, administrative head interfering in operation. He said, bail kya sunte ho yaar? Why are you listening to all this bail and all? Supreme Court should not do all this. It's frivolous. The Supreme Court judge, that is Chandrachud, D.Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, said no case is too small for the Supreme Court and no case is too big. This was, I think, a complete, keep away types. Yeah, don't interfere in that. This answer meant that. Okay, no case is too big for the Supreme Court and no case is too small. What are you talking about? So I think the relationship was deteriorated. I think the minister started thinking that he was bigger than the department itself, and he wanted to interfere everywhere. And the fact that he wanted to push executive interference in appointment of judges, I think was the last straw in the camel's back, and therefore today he is being shunted. So that's the point I wanted to make. Till I see you next time in my next report. Namaskar.